This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. Erica, I was commenting on your outfit in the meeting because it's like a Canadian tuxedo, they call it your outfit.
Yeah.
Your husband's Canadian.
Yeah.
Is it a special night for you guys?
It's always a special night. Shout out to my mother-in-law watching in Alberta right now.
Shout out to our neighbors to the north. All right. Have Harry and Meghan been evicted? We're getting right to it. Well, their spokesperson confirmed they have been asked to vacate their royal residence. That's very British, huh?
It is.
Yeah, they got evicted.
Yeah.
That's what we say here in the U.S. Frogmore Cottage. Sources say they were informed of the move days after Prince Harry's memoir Spare hit the shelves. Coincidence? Back in 2020, the couple repaid $3 million of public money they used to renovate the 4-bedroom cottage. As for who's moving in, there are reports that Prince Andrew has been asked to leave his residence at Royal Lodge and move into Frogmore, but apparently he's not happy about it.
Again,
Andrew?
that's Prince Charles, King Charles, just so people know. There's Andrew.
This is Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want people to have the wrong.
Gotcha, I'm reading. Well, you can't forget that face. I wasn't looking at the screen. Andrew has lived in the 30-room estate since 2004. 30-room estate, but of course, remember that little scandal with Jeffrey Epstein? I mean...
And that interview.
Yeah, you have that interview, allegedly a private island with 30 other powerful people. Look over here. Nothing happening. Why don't you move into this estate for free?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back to Harry and Meghan.
No, all I could think of was like, you're giving Prince Andrew or whoever Andrew a cottage? You're giving him anything? I mean, this guy is disgraced beyond belief. He should have been evicted from the entire royal family at this point and shouldn't be on the ground.
Nobody really cares
Well, I
about
do, and I think it's disgusting. Yeah. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I also think, what do you think Harry must have known? You put out something like Spare. There's going to be some consequences. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point.
I'm sure he wasn't not thinking Frogmore Cottage might be taken away. They have some leverage. That's going to be their play. This is my play. I'm going to get out in front. They're going to take stuff away from me. That's been the strategy ever since he sort of backed out. So, like, not surprising to me. The surprising thing is the disgusting allowance of Prince Andrew to roam even near anything that's royal, in my opinion.
Pedophilia isn't as egregious as what Harry and Meghan did by just telling their truth and living their lives.
I see, Erica. The truth is much worse.
There's a hierarchy.
I see. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, you said it when we talked about this story a month and a half ago, when you were saying that, like, I think it was I don't know, it was the guy from Top Gear that said that Meghan should be paraded through the streets naked and have
Jeremy Clarkson.
And have dog feces thrown on her, but there was none of that same. Yes, Jeff. He
I didn't
said
hear that comment.
He wrote that and
as they
published
screamed
it.
shame, shame, shame,
Yes.
as they walked naked through Britain.
Yes, and Erica said at the time, she was like, do we have any of that same vitriol for Prince Andrew? And the answer is no. And Jeff, it ties into your confusion about never understanding why pedophiles aren't more heavily prosecuted. It shows you the levels here. People don't care as much as they do about possibly being made to look bad in a bestseller. What he was doing to those girls allegedly.
Disgusting.
When you put those two in comparison, you make a great point.
But Jeff, it's only 30 rooms though, so they showed him what's up. He learned
I will never know, like, in my whole lifetime, how there's a lot of things in this lifetime that I don't understand as it is. But the whole Epstein thing it's just like,
Yeah.
Well, it's all done.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
All of this is about money and power. And when you have people who are at the top of the food chain when it comes to money and power, they will do anything in order to keep it. So none of this stuff is ever going to make sense because it's about the preservation of all of those things.
It's senseless.
It's never going to make sense because it's not intended to. It's just to preserve the money and the power.
I just will say this real quick. I feel like King Charles, if he wants to be more popular than he is and it's not going well in his coronation, no one's showing up to perform.
The Spice Girls are.
No, they're not apparently anymore.
They backed out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. No one. So what I'm saying to you is like going to be Annie Lennox at some point just performing, which would be great. But at some point, why?
Wow, you really.
I went deep on this.
But Annie.
Why even give anything to Andrew if you want to look better? It's just a weird optics.
Yeah.
Because
it's just weird.
I think that there's a perception that there is there's no way that the monarchy can be taken down.
Wow, that's a huge mistake on their part.
And and maybe that's true.
Yeah,
maybe it's true. I mean, it hasn't happened for this long.
I was about to say, so far they're right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that
their approval ratings are in the sink.
Yeah, I do think that all of this is a big mistake, and that we're going to see it come to fruition.
I agree with you.
I mean, who would have thought that giving human beings titles that they didn't earn and money that they had no business
Don't hate on
having?
royalty in general.
It's just like
this is a bad apple in a system that has gone back thousands of years.
What do you mean don't hate on royalty? It's the reason that this is happening. Is it happening here in DBL? No.
I think you have to respect Britain for the idea of royalty. We can't understand it. We literally left and fought a war against it, but that comes from a strong tradition that they're proud of.
Yeah, and also it comes from a massive slave trade as well that we
colonization
don't talk
of
about
other
in terms
people.
of colonization.
No, you're right. You're right.
Wow. We got deep on that one. All right. We're going to switch gears to other rapper royalty. Rapper Drake. I don't know. I just had to make a transition. Has regrets over calling out his ex-girlfriend in some of his songs. Shout out to Canada. Drake, right?
Yeah.
There we go. In a conversation.
Degrassi.
There we go. In a conversation with fellow rapper Lil Yachty, Drake
I knew you were going to laugh when you said that. You just
I love that I'm just reading it straight. You know what I mean? Like it's just normal. Okay. Drake said he never thought about the consequences. Watch.
The lyrics are never with ill intent, but like I had somebody one time be like, it's not necessarily what you're saying about me, it's the fact that you said it.
What does that mean?
Like just in the sense of like, you don't know what it does to me. Like you don't know who my boyfriend is at the time, or you don't know who, like what my family knows and doesn't know, and if you express like any form of discontent for me in a song and call me by name, then all of a sudden like I'm left to kind of like pick up the pieces in my own life that I've like tried to build up for myself.
Man, I want our set to be on the.
That looks amazing, didn't it?
Shout out to Lil Yachty. Yeah.
You need to do that sandals thing just for us.
It makes everything, but Prince Andrew, now I feel like the rest of the world.
I'm fine.
Drake comes across as perpetually hurt to me.
He really does. Wounded. A wounded bird.
I mean,
always to me too.
I have a lot of Drake on my playlist.
Oh, yeah.
But like he seems perpetually hurt. Like, and it's strange because he's so on top of like the charts and in terms of his power and recognition, and it seems like somebody at that pinnacle wouldn't need to it feels like he punches down a lot.
But I think there's a lane there, right? The Taylor Swift lane. And trust me, I listen to Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Swiftie. The wounded bird, the fragile victim, the idea of that resonates with a lot of people all over. And that kind of keeps you at a certain level. Like Taylor Swift doesn't always talk about how good things are. It's always like, I lost my scarf, he still has it, it smells like me. Yeah. Like it's like very wounded-y. I'm sitting in the dark, I remember. And there's a lane for that like when I listen to it, I remember my pain.
Yeah, but I sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I agree with that.
Right.
But at the same time, she's not dropping names in songs. Like people speculate.
Sure.
That's really what drives a lot of the debate about who she's talking about and what the circumstances.
She's more mysterious about it.
But Drake's just like, nah, Keisha did this. And you're like, well, who's Keisha?
Yeah, I know. Poor Keisha.
Where is Keisha? Now we're diving into Keisha.
Okay?
Keisha doesn't have security. Keisha didn't know this was happening. Keisha,
I think
we need to protect Keisha.
Well, this is something that we are. This is kind of new to our culture in that the internet and everything, it connects people a lot more connected than they ever were before. So now I think somebody like Lizzo, remember she called out her Uber driver about a year ago now, and I don't think she did that maliciously, but she was like, and that Uber driver faced consequences. When Trump would call it a business or something, that business would face consequences. I don't think people realize when you're at the top and you are in the penthouse and you go straight from the penthouse to the helicopter to your yacht, you don't realize that the other people below have to deal with the mess that you left behind. And I think Drake, maybe it seems crazy to us, is just now getting around to the fact that
just a privileged point of view.
Yeah, these people, they have to live their lives. And like I admitted that I had a threesome with this person and my friend, and she's a married mom of 2 now. That might not be great, but when you're at that level, who's going to tell you that? How many people will be honest with you?
I think it's the opposite. I think it's like, in the old saying, like the little things is what make you happy. I think when you have everything at your fingertips, anything you want, all the money in the world, it's the little things that you don't have that bother you. I think that's the. similar factor between
that is
Drake
interesting.
and your
Remember
girl.
LeBron?
Taylor Swift.
LeBron said he just wants to go
Yeah,
Starbucks.
Taylor Swift. And shout out to Annie Leibovitz.
Annie Lennox.
walking on broken glass.
Oh my God, she'd be amazing.
Coming up on DBL. What a great show. Our interview with Robin Thicke. He's giving us the inside scoop on what it's like being a judge on The Masked Singer. And Kiss has announced its farewell tour. Is this really the end?
Somebody roll the clip.
Let's make sure we have Jeff's sex tape.
Wow, things are getting spicy here at DBL.
Cold-hearted snake, look into his eyes.
Let's roll that again, everybody.
Oh, it's no. First of all, are you a Kiss fan? I'm the one. I'm like your basic. What did they do? Kiss. Pour some show. Oh, rock and roll. What did they do? What's Kiss's song, everybody?
Do they make I Want to Rock and Roll? I like that song.
I do like that song, and I like Gene Simmons. He's a really interesting character.
Yeah, he stayed kind of on top and really one of the godfathers when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about
Kiss.
the Kiss brand is
Makeup.
arguably more important than the actual band itself.
Yeah, because I don't know a lot of Kiss songs. Do you know, BJ? I don't know a lot of Kiss
I
songs.
have a friend who is huge Kiss fan.
Really?
Yeah, she.
Even though I still work
They're like
she's
parrot
same
heads.
age,
Feels like.
but like she's
I want to be a parrot head when I grow up.
she's our age, and she's always been a huge Kiss fan. And so there was apparently I was like the best friend ever because I went into this like tiny little boutique that would buy vintage shirts.
Shut up.
And so I get this shirt. Now the shirt was more than I would have paid for a T-shirt, but I also understood that it was a vintage shirt. So I paid a little bit more for the shirt, and I sent it to her, and it turned
And once
out
you start going to shows,
that it was a
and then you're like,
limited
you have to
edition
count.
shirt
Yeah.
because after some year they never appeared for promo without their makeup on.
So it was without their makeup?
And this one was without their makeup.
It's like
So
the
she
backwards penny.
thought, so she like Googled, because she knew how much the shirt was. So she's like, how much did you pay for this shirt? And I'm like, it was a little pricey. And then she told me how much the shirt was worth. I was like, I did not pay that.
That is not what I did.
I didn't pay that.
Dang.
Did
Nope,
you want
I
it
didn't.
back?
No,
I would have
what
been
am I-
like, hey, I need to borrow that shirt.
Can I
real
have
quick.
that shirt back?
Yeah,
No.
like I
What
got
am
you
I
another
gonna do
Kiss
with
shirt
that
with them
sh- I
in
mean,
makeup.
Yeah,
That's
no.
crazy. It's like the Abe Lincoln is sitting there.
30 seconds to sound.
Welcome back. That was Tori. No, I'm kidding.
That was so good,
That was an all-timer.
Sorry, I was trying to think of a joke,
That was
but
very
that's
funny.
all that came out. All right, so welcome back. That was Kiss with their classic hit, I Was Made for Loving You. After nearly 5 decades on the road, the band has announced the final date of their farewell tour. So the band, which began playing back in 1973, will play their final concert in December at MSG. The band said they chose New York for their final show because that's where the band started. Kiss is known for their outlandish and over-the-top costumes, obviously, and the makeup. But in 1983, they started performing without their makeup. I didn't even know that. And released their first barefaced video for the song Lick It Up. Their End of the Road World Tour started back in 2019, and the final 19 shows will start again this October. So do you really think this is it for Kiss? You think they're going to hang up the big boots and makeup?
Yes. Absolutely.
Really? You think they're over it, huh?
Yeah, they have to be. They're
Gene
getting
Simmons
older.
is-
I do like that they tried the no makeup and then they were like, all right, this ain't working, bro.
Yeah,
and
you gotta find
let's
it
fire up that
Because you saw
Maybelline.
Gene Simmons being like,
That was not the best look. But I know one interesting fact about Kiss. I was listening to a podcast and they were saying they tour so infrequently that when they go back on tour, they hired the official Kiss cover band that's officially licensed by them, and they teach them how to perform.
Shut up.
They've been doing Kiss and the songs and the movements longer than they have.
That's like Billy Joel when he performs with the Billy Joel cover bands because they're so good. Kiss is like a whole throwback to like the glam rock.
Hair metal,
glam rock, the bow,
But
the
I think they might have been way before that, because 73 they started. 80s was like the hair, so they were like the original.
They are the pioneers.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
We're out of things to talk about?
No, Jeff, what happened was, because I was going to let that happen, you destroyed her point. And so she was like, yeah, you're right.
They were the pioneers, though.
Well, I guess, but not really.
Do you think it was uncomfortable to be in all that and be all the time?
I'd imagine so. But now we know what year that promo T-shirt that I was talking about on our YouTube channel, because I completely blew the whole story. It was 83, so any promo items that you have with their bare face are worth more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good talk, guys.
Hair metal.
Coming up on DBL, we talk with singer Robin Thicke about being a judge on The Masked Singer. Masked Kiss.
Oh. No. Not at all.
We got this viewer call from Susan Hemstreet.
Never seen a trial here where the defendant is allowed to eat candy and snack while they're being tried for murder. I was just curious. That just boggles me.
To get this question answered, we went to attorney Gary Monty, partner at Monty PLLC, and Colleton County Court in South Carolina, where the trial is taking place. First, we looked at footage from the trial itself. In this video, you can see the defendant Alec Murdaugh chewing. And in this screenshot, you can see a bag of snacks in front of him.
So it's frequently the case that a judge will allow parties to bring in water, and then sometimes, but not always, will allow them to bring in things like snacks and that sort of thing.
Monty says this decision is up to the judge, who sets forth the courtroom etiquette.
It depends on the judge. At the beginning of a trial or any kind of extended hearing, it's often the case that the attorneys and your clients are not going to get frequent breaks.
In the trial footage, we also spotted the prosecution had water bottles, coffee, and cough drops on their table. And some of the courtroom staff also had drinks and coffee.
You would not want to sit at the counsel's table or even out in the audience and be eating if the judge had not given you permission to do so.
We also reached out to Colleton County Courts as well to see if, in fact, the judge granted this. We have not heard back from the county. On their website for the Murdaugh trial, it does state no cell phones, liquids, gels, lighters, matches, or any object that may activate metal detectors. So although not all judges will approve food and drinks in the courtroom during a trial, Monty says some can and do. With your Verified Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
He's a talented singer, songwriter, and producer who is using his musical talent to figure out who's singing behind the mask. Earlier, we spoke to Robin Thicke. Check it out. Robin Thicke joining us.
Hello.
Robin.
Pretty nice view, and I'm getting a nice view right here, Robin.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Jeff. Slow it down.
Before we get into the Masked Singer, I was hoping to get a little fashion advice from you, Robin, okay? You're always looking like a snack when you have a few buttons undone on your shirt.
I'm a little casual right now. It's casual day.
How do you decide to have, what buttons are what?
Oh, Jeff's unbuttoning his shirt.
To be honest, my shirts have a mind of their own. They run on automatic. They know what to do and when to do it.
That's ridiculous. What if you're out to dinner?
That's a good answer, because your producer tells you to unbutton them. Mine tells me to button it up.
Yeah. Jeff, take a page. Take a page from his book.
Nick Cannon and I went a whole season of who could show more chest.
Yeah.
So I think I've dialed it back, and I let him do most of the chest work these days. Is this a family show?
I don't know, but I look like an idiot right now. All right, let's move on.
Oh, man, that's funny. I wish I was like at dinner with Robin and one of his buttons just pops off. That's so funny. All right, let's talk to
it happens.
Yeah,
it's happened before.
crazy.
If I do the right dance move.
The Masked Singer, I want to ask you about this. The contestants have to follow really strict protocol to keep their identity safe. And I wanted to know for the judges, what lengths do you have to go through? Is it like you're being sequestered in a hotel, like a jury room?
Well, honestly, they keep us completely separated in two different areas, so we really never even see them or the people they're with, you know, and I stay in my dressing room and just kind of go to stage and do my thing. I like to keep it honest. If I see somebody with a "Don't Talk to Me" sweater on, I look the other way.
Well, speaking of singing, you have worked with many artists. Who are some of the favorite people that you've worked with in studio?
Well, definitely as a friend, Usher and I go back 20 years, you know, and he's a great friend, and we made some magic together. Being in the studio with Mary J. Blige was magical, was very special. Oh, and here I see Pharrell. And any moment in the studio with Pharrell is pure magic. He works so fast and with such pure intent that you always learn something in the studio with Pharrell. But I got to say, one of my highlights of all time got to be Jay-Z. I got to do one record with Jay-Z back in the day, and I got to play him the whole album, and he picked which song he wanted to do, and that was a pretty special day just recording his vocals.
Okay, yeah, I'm going through my, I'm going to just go through your whole catalog right after this, okay? So what about future projects? Who are some artists that you would want to work with in the future?
Well, you know, I'm a huge fan of SZA. I mean, who isn't? She's just a genius, and she's so inspiring to me. I love her, and I love Miguel. Miguel's a good friend of mine. Him and I talked about it. You know, we would love to have our voices on the right song together. So there's so much great talent out there. I'm always open-minded and always trying to, you know, write a great song and then match it with the right person.
Robin, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like that you fit in with us. You're just so easy to
Well, he has fun on his show with all your panelists, right? We do the same on our show, so I can imagine how much fun that is for you.
I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said?
It doesn't matter. I was trying to eat up 30 seconds.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure that you don't take your shirt off again.
Hey, that's going to happen either way, Robin. You inspired me.
We appreciate that.
Viewers, make sure to watch The Masked Singer Wednesdays on Fox. Robin, thanks again. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you.
Right now in Georgia, it's legal to buy an emergency contraceptive to protect against pregnancy. But there is some confusion about the usefulness of medications like Plan B.
Plan B won't work or will be far less effective if you take it while you are currently ovulating or have already ovulated.
Our Verify team is bringing you just the facts on if emergency contraceptives work during ovulation. Our sources are Dr. Ann Beasley, a board-certified OBGYN at Atlanta Obstetrics and Gynecology Associates, Planned Parenthood, and Plan B One Step. Now, to understand how emergency contraceptives work, we asked Dr. Beasley. She says it has to do with a woman's cycle and a surge in a hormone called luteinizing. Emergency contraceptives work to stop that.
Those actually are preventing or inhibiting that LH surge. So Plan B is really only effective before the LH surge has occurred. And so if that's already happened, it's not going to be effective in that situation.
Plan B One Step's website says something similar. Taking what's considered a morning after pill works to temporarily delay a woman's ovulation, meaning there can be no fertilization, no pregnancy. The company also says you need to take the pill within 72 hours after unprotected sex, and the sooner you take it, the better it will work.
So the best thing to do is going to be to take it as soon as you've had unprotected intercourse. That's going to increase the likelihood that that LH surge hasn't occurred yet. And really it's going to be effective, FDA studies show for up to 3 days following unprotected intercourse, potentially even longer in some studies, up to 5 days.
Now, there are some other emergency options that can also prevent pregnancy. According to Planned Parenthood, a copper IUD, if placed within 5 days of unprotected sex, is the most effective and can stay for up to 10 years. Or hormonal IUD, if used within 5 days, works the same way. Both can be provided by a doctor. So we can verify it's true. Plan B does not work during ovulation. It merely delays it. There are other alternative contraceptives that could work to prevent a pregnancy, but for your best option, you should reach out to your healthcare provider.
SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, is federal aid that helps people with low incomes to buy food. SNAP recipients have received additional monthly funds since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. But as federal COVID-19 relief programs wane, several viewers texted Verify to ask if SNAP recipients will be impacted. So let's verify. Will SNAP recipients continue to get extra benefits in March? Our sources are the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Congress's 2023 budget, and the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Congress's 2023 budget includes a provision to end the extra SNAP benefits for all states in February of 2023. That means starting in March, SNAP recipients will be getting less money in their accounts. How much less depends on the size of the household. On average, the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities says a household will receive about $95 a month less. So we can verify, no, SNAP recipients will not receive extra benefits in March. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Welcome back. We've got some great deals on amazing products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hello, Tori, and hi, DBL Nation. I am so excited to show you the deals today. First up, we've got the 2-pack Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer.
Yes.
So this deal includes 2 primers that will help diminish the look of pores and imperfections that help create a smooth canvas. Okay. So normally these are $25 each, but we've got the 2 for $19.99. So that's saving 60%. Now, what about this, Tori? This is the Malibu Sky 3-piece hobo bag set.
Whoa.
So this deal includes 1 large tote bag, 1 crossbody, and 1 wallet that are all made of vegan leather. So normally this set is $150.
Yeah, it's vegan leather, yeah.
But we've got it for just $39.99. So that's saving up to 73%. Next up today, we've got the Shadow Sport Fleece Lined 7/8 high-waisted leggings.
These are mine!
So this deal includes 1 pair of leggings. We've got them available in 3 gorgeous colours. We've got this lovely heather rose, grey and Moroccan blue. Normally they are $49, but we've got them for $14.99, which is saving 69%. And then last but not least today, this is so exciting, it's the Karma Beauty Insta Curl Automatic Hair Curler.
Whoa.
So this deal includes 1 curler with 2 barrels plus a lifetime warranty from the brand. Normally it's $165, but now it's just $39.99, which is saving 76%.
Head on over, everyone, to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or just scan that QR code right on screen. It will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Steph, as always, thank you so much.
Great products.
Really good products.
What's your favorite?
The one with the towel.
Mine was the bear.
The bear was good.
Yeah.
I was barely going to go there.
I barely paid attention. See ya.